watching. I don't think there's any.
Yes, I opened
Kaboom.
the chess TV now, and I will drop the link to the stream in Discord.
Kaboom. Kaboom. Kaboom.
Okay, so hello. Today we will stream the match pashpash versus
Kaboom.
lesha
Check.
2002. You can see the net on my screen, and today we'll try to commentate together with Ubar.
Kaboom.
Say something, Ubar. Okay.
Yeah, hello. I hope to both are not online yet, but I hope they will come online next. Oh, pashpash is online. Okay.
Pashpash is online. Oh, yes.
Kaboom.
Okay, so waiting for the match. I opened the chess TV. There is Chris MR666 and versus Mark 97
Check.
playing. I think I should follow pashpash to not.
Yeah, I opened pashpash chess TV now, but they're not playing yet.
They have done something with the TV so that it redirects to the last game. Oh no, it works now. Yes.
So I think I'm not sure who's the favorite here, to be honest, because pashpash might be stronger, but lesha is playing much more lately, I think. So and now that's
I think I still think that pashpash is much more has much more chances to win because he's like very experienced player.
Yeah,
But
that's
yes,
true.
lesha can surprise with the theory, but I don't in general believe that you can. You have very many chances if you just catch with some theory. Yes, let's see. So they play this standard e3 knight f3 stuff. Yes, this should be winning for white.
Kaboom.
Okay. I don't know this theory, to be honest.
No, I didn't know the 7e4 move, but now it seems, well, white is better, of course, but I think there's some. Normally I would go for the c file to open as black and try to get my rook there or something, but yeah, not sure.
Yes, so well, this position already looks like
Kaboom.
black is completely fine, to be honest, because this knight on h2 can compensate for the rook, and then you just have a piece for a pawn.
Yeah.
Maybe white has a little advantage here, but I would not say it. It is what you generally get from this opening with knight e3, e3 knight e3 with king f8 stuff, because it should be like winning in some more easy way.
Yeah, I think black also has a very clear plan. Yeah, bishop b7, c5, So
Yes, c5, but
maybe d5 first.
yes, maybe d5.
Kaboom.
On the other hand, you
Check.
don't want to play d5 because you block the bishop.
Yeah, but don't you want to block the pawn to play c5 maybe? Not sure.
c5. Yes, if c5 and white plays d5, then it will be hard to break the c file. Yes, but black can. And again, if you want to break the e file, maybe d5 is good to play first. But on the other hand, you can push right away, and if, for example, e5, white plays d5, black plays e4, white plays f5 and e3, then white will have trouble.
Yeah. Now c5 had. Yeah, okay, to block the bishop out maybe, but
Yes, now c5 looks like a good move because white can't really play d5, otherwise just ed and black wins. Depends, this position starts looking rather good for black, maybe even better for black already. Black has also the ideas of c4 and a4, a5, a4 to undermine this b3 pawn and the pieces around.
yeah. Now taking on c5, I'm not so sure. But maybe rook c1 was an idea also, but yeah. Well,
Katask writes that white has rook c1. Well,
Kaboom.
yes, probably it is just a draw. So black has a passed pawn on d7 and no other passed pawns. So white will eventually somehow exchange the piece for this pawn, and then it will be just a draw. White should play rook c1 in this position.
so after rook c1,
Maybe
you can't.
maybe b4.
Yeah, you need to put the king away, I think, because after rook c1 you could play bishop d5, I think.
Oh, yes, sure. I wonder if black could do this instead of e5, actually.
Yeah, maybe it was still possible.
Oh, no, then just bishop takes d6.
Yeah, that's why you put
No,
the king away.
but yes, and rook d8. Yes, it's complicated. Let's just look at current position. So rooks are exchanged. Well, this looks like a draw. Yes, black has some dangerous pawns, but the piece should handle this position.
Yeah, and you can't play d5 so easy because of the bishop.
Why the knight didn't take the e3 pawn? That was weird. White wants to play for a win, maybe? Yes, they can actually play for a win a bit, but...
Yeah, I don't think. Well, okay, if you...
White is quite low on time. This will be hard to calculate correctly, but
Kaboom.
there is probably some play. This looks dead for black, Katask. But what do you mean dead?
Kaboom.
This looks like a draw.
Yeah, but black can't really win in any
Black surely can't win here.
Kaboom.
But what can
Yeah,
white do?
the D pawn is blocked by the and F pawn also, and you have the wrong colored bishop for the king, so I don't see how black
But
can really win.
can white do something here? No, potentially the h pawn may be dangerous. They push it to h6 and the knight somehow takes this bishop, but
Yeah.
is there a concrete way? Like, yes, knight goes through g6 to f8 and takes the bishop. This actually looks quite bad for black.
Okay, but now, like,
Kaboom.
no.
Wow. Stop, why white didn't play g5? No, just f takes
Kaboom.
g4 in this. No, that's not a draw. No, this should be a draw. I thought white was winning at some point.
Yeah,
Like if they would play g5, it would be very hard to stop this passed. Oh, maybe black had their own passed pawn, but it didn't look like that dangerous.
no, black's pawn was slower than white's, I guess, but well, it did end in a draw, and now they're playing two knights to
Two knights and
g4.
rook g1 is deviation from two main lines, which are knight h4 or e takes f5. I remember Savage Chess played rook g1, if I remember correctly, and it is quite a tricky line, but yes, bishop d6 is a correct move, probably.
No, e5, I guess.
And,
So what's the
with the idea g6 for black. Yes, e5 and g6 as far as I remember, but so g6 is needed to prevent some stuff like knight g5, and if you take, then queen goes to h5 and g5. So g6 looks logical in this position, but maybe there are some other moves.
So why white would play rook g1? I remember that it's some kind of defense against queen h4, but
yes, and another thing is that if you play knight g5 and black takes somehow, then the rook can like take on g7, or maybe you can sometimes use this rook, especially if black castled. And if black doesn't castle, then the king can be can get pretty how to say. I mean, it's not a comfortable position for the black king.
Yeah.
So sometimes in such position, black plays rook f8 instead of castling.
Yeah, but still the long castle will take a lot of time for black, so yeah, it's...
But not that it is necessary to long castle.
No, but it's hard to get a king into safety for black, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. So now...
h4 looks like a no-brainer, but...
Yeah.
Why to push things? Is there something better? g5 maybe? No, g5 doesn't work. Maybe knight g5.
On knight g5 you can take on
You can take
g4?
with the knight. No, with the knight. If you take with the knight, then queen goes to h6 and...
Yeah, but when you take with the pawn? Oh, you can't.
If you take with the pawn, then bishop g5 looks like a very nasty move.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and you can't take with the bishop also. Well, you can, but you lose material anyway. Yes, knight g5 looks like an interesting move, but...
Maybe knight g5 takes on g4 with the pawn and then castle for black, but no, you can't castle. Yeah, okay.
There was probably bishop f6 after bishop g5 in that line. And white maybe didn't have such a good position. G4 was played, G6 just to remove all possible. I don't know, by the way. Yeah, G6 is just the move to prevent stuff like rook takes G7 probably.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
knight D2 is a very weird move. Yes, I agree with Katask. It's not a move you play usually in such positions.
yeah, why would you even play that in that position? Okay, to play knight e4.
Yes, I suppose just to not lose material on f takes G4.
Yeah.
Now black probably should take this knight. And white can maybe push the f pawn to f5 to create some
Kaboom.
threads along the f file. But it's not easy because black can also play like castling or this move. I'm not sure, bishop f6. No, then d6. f4 also an interesting move. Because rook takes f4 looks a bit dangerous for black. Maybe bishop d3. If now rook takes f4, bishop d3 with
Kaboom.
intention rook f1.
Okay, now the knight takes looks very dangerous for
Yes,
the
this is a bit
g5.
suspicious. What if no? If f5, then e takes f5, I suppose.
Yeah.
What
But
if bishop d3, bishop takes knight, queen d3,
that's
king f2?
This is very strange. I would have played bishop d3 takes, the bishop takes on c3, but you could play queen d3. So yeah, I think that would won maybe, but
Oh, Katask says that rook takes f4 was good because there was queen f8 in the end. Yes, that's probably correct.
Kaboom.
so now with queen d3, okay.
Yes, but knight takes g4. I'm not convinced by this move, and white now will push for a win. I already don't see any defense against queen takes g6.
No, I don't. Well, maybe you could play. No, I don't see it.
Check.
There's too little space here. No
Check.
2x2 square when the black king can safely walk. So yeah, it seems that black made a huge mistake when they took on g4 with the knight instead of taking on f4 with the rook.
Kaboom.
Yeah, I also think it was a
And
mistake.
otherwise the position was fine for black. Okay, e takes f5 lines. It's Ilion. Yes. This is the line that I popularized kinda. Because there were some game before I played this line. But then I started to spam it a lot, and some other people also started to spam it. And it is winning for white, but looking at this now, I would not say this is the easiest way to play for a win as white, because the position is like
So taking on g4, is that the
taking on g4. That yes, this is not correct move.
No.
I think bishop g5, queen a5, queen f3, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you can castle here instead of playing. Yeah, just castle, but it doesn't look good.
I think Lesha plays this a bit too fast, because black clearly made some non-theoretical move. Knight takes g4, and then you need to think like as much as possible how to win this properly. And if you don't like remember it exactly, maybe Lesha remembers it exactly, I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
think
yes, what do you want to say?
yeah, the open G file again is very bad for black, and it's I don't really
Yes, we
see.
already saw this in the previous game, how opening the G file is bad for black in such
Yeah.
positions.
Yeah, okay.
G6, bishop h. Well, maybe just bishop takes d8. And what counterplay does black have after that?
Yeah, and you can
Kaboom.
even do the same plan as bishop d3, queen d3.
You also have queen h5 in this position with nasty
Yeah.
threats.
So, and okay, the now threatening to take on f4, but
Like queen h5, h6, and rook g1. It looks like there is no defense already. Knight d5 also looks good, but yes, probably also okay. White has extra queen after all.
Check. Kaboom. Kaboom.
yeah, okay, this is resignable for sure.
Okay, e6 is not a very good move, and pashpash plays the correct line how to refute it. Can knight e5 be played here? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Knight e5 takes
Takes
on
bishop here,
e5.
queen f6, and bishop takes. No, this is bad for white. This looks a bit suspicious. Maybe just g4 is a good move here.
Yeah.
Well, then black has b5.
Black has b5. Yeah, okay.
There's also h3 was probably interesting. Like in that two-knight opening, h3 is also a nice move, and white sacrifices the pawn and gets some initiative on the king side. Just take this knight. Or maybe bishop takes h6 is a good move. There are some moves like playing bishop h6 before black moves with the knight on h6, and after such moves usually black should take with the knight and not with the pawn. This bishop on h6. So this is maybe just transposed in some line like that. Because if I remember correctly, it's a good move on the third move in this opening, bishop h6.
Yeah, I don't really know that opening, to be honest, but
Yes, I also don't know it good, but I think I saw something like that. Playing by Never Gonna Berserk, and just Stockfish suggests that move. Okay, bishop takes a3, I don't like.
no,
Why not b5?
yeah, taking with the bishop seems not so good, because I think in this kind of position you want the bishop to go to h6. Yeah.
Well, on the other hand, white doesn't have dark square bishop too, so maybe it's not that dangerous to give up your own dark square bishop.
Yeah, sure. But you could have attacked.
Okay, what if knight e5 or knight g5? Oh no, you can queen f3, then queen h4. So
Yeah.
yes, and so pashpash plays h4. So now knight e5 is really a threat, because and queen f3 after that. Well, but black can just castle short, no? Well, this is dangerous because then h5.
Yeah.
Maybe black should play, I don't know, rook f8.
Knight d7 maybe. But
Knight e7, knight g5, no?
knight g5.
Now
Yeah.
knight e5 looks like a good move, because if you take, then queen f3. So it looked to me like on the 7th move, black should have played rook f8. Then white can't play with the knight.
But rook f8. Can't you play knight e5 still?
Yes, rook f8 is kind of not a move that you like to play because your king is uncastled again. But
Yeah, but white can.
Was there some other move to prevent this invading knight?
But if you play 7 rook f8, you can still play knight e5 with white because you can go to f7, no?
If you play rook f8, knight e5, then pawn takes e5 and...
Ah, yeah, you can. Yeah, sure, you can take with the pawn. Sorry.
Okay, this looks very bad for black. This is resignable actually. This is just a fork. Okay, now Lesha will spam that 2-knight line, clearly. But pashpash will probably understand that taking on g4 was not a good idea. And maybe even in this position he can play something different, like bishop d7. Okay, so far it's okay position for black. d5 is the main move here. Yes. Well, pashpash actually probably doesn't know why this is bad, but it's actually not that bad for black, because it's very hard to play well with white. d6 is an okay move. It's not. I remember it's not trivial to refute.
Yeah, but you want to play d5 because you want to play e5, I think.
Well, if you can play e5 in such position too.
Yeah, but then white can play d5 also. Yeah, but...
Well, like, if white should play probably bishop b5, just like in d5 line. I don't remember what exactly is better in d6 than in d5. Probably some dark square weaknesses, but I don't think that these two moves differ that much. Now black has rook f8, I think. What else? G6 is also sometimes a move in such positions. Yes, this is also an interesting move. And I honestly don't remember what white should play here.
So maybe... What is...
H4 may be a good move.
Yeah.
Just so black will be forced to take on g4 after that, probably. So you don't want this knight to make some devastating damage here.
Maybe you could play h4, knight f6.
Maybe.
Kaboom.
As queen e2 is also a move in such positions, but I think queen e2 is usually played after black played e5. It may be. I don't particularly like knight takes g4 again. So black is not forced to take this. You could probably spend this tempo on some more useful move, like rook f8.
Check.
Hmm.
Kaboom. Kaboom.
Okay, what's with material? Looks equal.
Yeah, now.
Well, white certainly misplayed that. This position is actually a bit better for black. Oh, I don't like that black allowed for knight h6. Knight h6 looks... Oh, maybe knight h6, rook e8.
Yeah, so maybe now h6 is okay. I like bishop f5.
So black certainly doesn't want to waste tempos for such stuff like prevention h6.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the right.
I mean, black wants to play. Okay, I thought rook e8, but
Yes, I also thought rook e8.
Check.
This looks winning for black, to be honest.
Yeah, now.
Black just have extra pawn and even some pressure. Maybe, yes, white just resigned. Maybe a bit earlier resignation, but yes, the position of black looked winning there. So yeah, there are some problems with converting e takes f5 line, as you could saw from that game. Bishop c4.
So this is an old line, I think. Bishop c4. What are they?
Yes, I don't know any theory here.
Yeah, no. I think knight h6 might be the move.
Yes, maybe. Or maybe d5. I don't think I've seen bishop c4 before. Tipo said about this line that I don't remember, there was some match, probably, where someone played bishop c4 and Tipo said that this is some old theory and it is very strange that maybe Crepuscular didn't know how to play this, or someone else, I don't remember. And this is really some old theory. Usually, everyone usually plays bishop b5 in this position because Stockfish says this is the best move.
Okay, but white is...
But this looks a bit better for white. Maybe not exactly winning. But certainly when the queen is out, it's not very comfortable to play for black, and they also pawn down.
So can we play queen a4 now? Queen a4, b5, queen d4, maybe.
Well, after d4, black has queen c2.
Check.
So
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Okay.
Queen c2, no?
Yeah,
Castles.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, queen takes c3, but then knight g5, so queen takes c3 doesn't look like a good move. Yes, queen d3 is a move, but black is just a pawn down now.
Yeah, it looks
But,
good for white now,
but
but well,
it's not that good like to say it's easily winning. It's just some endgame when white is the extra pawn, but it's a long way from being totally winning.
Kaboom.
I don't really like wasting so many moves on the knight just to trade it in the end, but okay.
I think that's okay, because bishops are usually a bit stronger in the endgame. They are especially good for blocking rooks. So it makes sense to exchange knight like that. Black should really find some activity here, because otherwise white just exchange everything and it's a win. Well, you can try some pawnetization ideas here, but I don't think that works.
Yeah, maybe something like,
Especially after this move.
yeah, I think g5, h5 are some moves maybe for black, but the knight on h6 needs to go somewhere first.
Oh, this I don't
Kaboom.
particularly like for white. Now, well, maybe it's okay. Although it looks like black can block on b6, and a knight may be a bit stronger than this pawn. I'm not sure though, because black also has the stuck pawn on a7. Yes, and also this move. I missed that. That's certainly not good for black.
Could have just played long castle here, I think. I mean, the queen side is kind of blocked from the moment.
Well, it's not exactly blocked, because white can play a5, a6,
Yeah, sure.
and b6. On the other hand, I'm not sure that black king is more safe in the center, and especially considering that the rook on h8 is just miserable if you can't develop it in any way. Okay, this looks like white just missed that move, because they could play e5. Now black may have some counterplay, but it still looks winning for white. Oh, interesting.
And now
Yeah,
black also,
black
yeah.
really doesn't have some counterplay here on the king side. So after h5, white can try at some point block with the bishop, but black has two rooks here and the bishop is only one. So white should probably counterplay on the queen side and pretend they are faster here.
Kaboom.
Yeah, very hard to evaluate these moves. Who favors opening the d file, it's very hard to say.
Yeah, I think black should be winning now.
Kaboom.
Black? Sure. Maybe.
Yeah, g4.
No, it looks dangerous, but I would not say it's that good for black.
Kaboom. Kaboom.
Oh, look, now it's,
This may be a draw. I
yeah,
don't know.
now black isn't winning anymore for sure, but I think
Well,
if instead of trading g5, I think would have been a good move.
Check.
no, then yes, it's very complicated. white can still win this, maybe. I don't believe in this. You can take,
Kaboom.
because the rook is kinda not in a good position. This is probably just a draw. Very risky to either side to try to do something here. Oh, white can connect the kings and win. Wow. That's cool. Bishop can take the pawn on f4, and then after connecting the kings, white will probably promote something at least. Yes, so bishop can block here. Yes. This looks winning for white. Amazing. Yes, this may take some time to win, but I am entirely sure that this is winning for white.
Yeah, just take the rook and go for an easy endgame.
Check.
The easiest way is to place the queen on h4 and then use the gate on g4 to catch the black king. Well, in my opinion, it's the easiest way. Maybe there's
Check.
something, or that's also fine.
Okay, new opening.
Kaboom.
Lisha really likes to play this with not only for knight c3, but now e4.
This opening is pretty drawish in my view. I don't know why Lesha decided to play that. There are some ideas like queen d2 in such position to attack h6 and maybe a5 at some point, but if someone asks for a stream.
So, okay.
The position is kind of boring. I would play, no, stop. I couldn't play h6. Yes, black really wants to play h6, but there are some tactics.
So, bishop a6 isn't possible? Because
Bishop
maybe it's
a6.
possible.
Yes, bishop a6 makes sense.
Yeah, you can castle and
Probably black can escape this. Maybe queen g5 just after that. Then queen, like bishop h6, queen g5, queen h5, h6, queen takes g6. This looks good for white, no?
yeah, for sure. So, okay, to prevent the queen from going to the king side, I guess. Now playing, and you can play before the next move now. But so bishop b5 makes sense.
Well, I don't know. I liked bishop a6 more, but my bishop b5 also strong move probably. So black queen kinda lacks of space. White queen is not good now too. Queen d1 looks like a good move.
Yeah, maybe the best move. Maybe I mean, queen f4 works as well, I guess. But
Queen f4, no, I don't like you come under attack of the pawns, like e5. Queen f4 is bad, maybe queen h4, but it feels that queen will feel better on d1.
queen f4 is played, but
Oh,
yeah,
I see. Queen f4, you force h6.
yeah, but
Anyway, e5 is threatening, and the queen is not comfortable on this square.
yeah, and you have to go to.
Yes, I'm seriously ill on because oh, I mean this.
Yeah, where to go now? I guess c1 maybe. Best move.
Queen c1. So white is really in trouble now. Maybe bishop takes b7 is the best move. So black should take the queen, I guess, because taking on d4 looks like you don't have an S compensation. Oh, maybe after takes on d4, black can somehow checkmate using a6 square, but I don't see. If it takes b4, queen a6, b5, queen a5, c3, queen a4, castle's short. I think black should take the queen.
Kaboom.
But black now needs to somehow checkmate for sure, because white can get both rocks on a open file or something. I think it looks.
Kaboom.
This position is kind of looks maybe good for white, but stop. What if queen f5 here? Then probably some rook on e1 and the queen can't. So can you play queen f4? G3, queen d2. This may end in a draw. But if not queen f5, then what? So probably yes, rook f e1, queen f4, g3, queen d2, and it's a draw. Oh no, that's not a draw. Or is it? Because black can take with the rook on f3 then, if white blocks with the knight or the rook.
Yeah, but yeah, still you can then block with the knight or the rook again.
Probably.
I don't know why to block.
Why should have blocked with the knight? I think.
Yeah.
Then there was a draw, maybe not, but I didn't saw like an easy win. Oh, that's all.
Yeah, okay. I was surprised as well.
Was a nice match. As I said, pashpash was generally stronger.
Yeah, the first few games were quite close, but the last three, yeah, I think pashpash did better for sure. They played a lot of lines I don't really know or play, so yeah.
I think playing this opening like in the last game was already not a good choice. I don't really understand what people like in such openings. So you exchange the knight and then... Well, maybe white has a bit more space here.
Yeah, but...
Actually, Mustruito. There is some Mustruito games in the database. He usually plays it quite annoying as white. Maybe there is something with such openings. But I don't particularly understand them.
Yeah, his future goes for this with knight c3 and d4, e4, I think, yeah. And then it's just an endgame very fast, normally. But
Yes, and
somehow
there are some end games with equal material, but white may have some distant past pawn or something like that.
yeah, he really wins often against me with that opening, at least. So I guess there's some trick. But
And
yeah,
here
it's not.
Stockfish actually says that bishop b5 was a mistake and bishop a6 was the correct move.
Yeah. And what after?
I'm interested what white did wrong in that e takes f5 game that they lost. It was some interesting game. It was the 5th game. Lesha was white and played that e takes f5 line with d6, yes. Xerxes has some game here with me and with Shed Dog. Box 0 is Shed Dog probably. Queen a2 was the correct move.
Check.
So Queen
Check.
h5 was the mistake. Yeah, that makes sense. But what after this? Bishop g5. So on the 10th move, bishop g5, knight f6. It's not that
Then
clear what white has here.
yeah, f4 is the suggested move.
Yes,
I guess
f4.
going for the e file maybe, and black can castle or something because of
Castles. Oh no, if black castles then
yeah, bishop is
there are problems. Yes, and if black plays g6 then rook g1. Yes, black. There's trouble with for black that then they can't castle safely, and in the center the king is also not safe. It's not.
yeah,
It's also not that easy to find a concrete move for white. So you need to.
those openings are very annoying for black.
For example, black can at some point play queen a5, and their knight is unpinned and can create some threats.
Yeah, that's true. So
I mean, in summary, I don't think that's that's a particularly good way for white to play for a win. Well, maybe if if you memorize some theory, it's good. But I personally didn't memorize enough to play that stuff. It looks just like very double-edged position where white is better, but not
yeah,
that better.
black can as counterplay for sure. So
But I also don't like to play this as black versus lower rated players because of this position is so complicated. It's very easy to blunder and lose the rating.
yeah, as black you usually only have one or two good moves, but it's really hard to play them.
Okay,
So
what are the interesting games there were? That game where Pashpash played tonight opening himself, it was the second game. So rook g1, bishop d6 is the correct move, because people played that. e5. Yes, and after bishop e7, h4. Actually, Stockfish says that d5 is a good move, and that bishop h4, knight takes h4 is fine for white. I don't know. h4 looks like a more clear continuation. Yes, and
yeah,
then knight d2 is really a weird move. d5 was suggested by Stockfish.
Yeah, but after, for me, Stockfish now.
d5 is kinda dangerous because you open the diagonal like b6, f2, that the queen may use at some point. So it's not that d5 is obviously a good move. It's not quite pleasant to play this for black as well, as bishop b4, h5.
I think what. Okay, but black did play it right with bishop b4 after knight d2.
Knight d2.
Knight d2 bishop.
After knight d2 it looks like just with equalish position. Stockfish actually doesn't understand this position, it seems.
No.
Wow. So you can do that? Why? Oh yes, you can do that. So after, in that line that Katask recommended, with queen f8, like 12, rook takes f4, bishop d3, rook, queen f8, queen s3, I missed it, you can't take with the knight on g4, because bishop
Check.
takes g4, g6. So you must play queen of f4, and then this is just a win for white.
So after what move?
Well, we discussed on the 12th move that black could have taken rook takes f4 instead of knight takes g4. Yes, and after bishop d3, queen f8, white has queen f3, and black can't really take with the knight on g4 because bishop takes g6 is winning.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
So it was already lost, at least as engine says, after f4.
Yeah, but king f2. I really don't understand still.
So probably it seems like knight d2 was not a bad move after all. Because it's not.
Yeah,
where black went wrong after knight d2? Where black went wrong in this game at all? Let's put it that way. I need to see analysis. It's kind of interesting. Okay, let's think. Bishop e7 probably was the bad move. Yes, this here g7, g6. I need to look into this line if I am gonna play knight h6 stuff.
So okay, analysis says king f2 is just a bad move, but okay.
It seems like the losing move for black was bishop e7, and after that white just nailed it. Oh, Stockfish says that bishop b4 maybe also was not a good move on the 9th move. Knight a6 maybe better. Maybe.
Okay, yeah, 96. It's a good move in a lot of.
After knight a6, why white can't? Oh, yes. After knight a6, white needs to play a3. And if knight goes here, takes, bishop b4, c3, bishop takes. Engine still lags the position for white because after d5 black is kinda cramped. Yeah, that's quite interesting position here. You can play it for both sides. Okay, what can see what the thieves. Someone asks in the YouTube chat if I am Russian. Yes, I am Russian. Yeah, I think we can end the stream now. And tomorrow we will commentate on somewhat more interesting match. Katask versus Grand Lapin. I hope it will be more interesting. Not sure, but
Yeah, I think so. And Hysterics.
yeah, and I would not claim who is the favorite in that. Well, probably Grand Lapin is the favorite, but Katask has added a lot in the late months, so it's very hard to say.
Yeah, and we will not
Will
see as much tonight openings, I guess. But yeah.
What do you say about tonight opening?
Hmm?
What did you say about tonight's opening?
I think we will not see it as
Ah.
much tomorrow because Katask and Grand Lapin, I don't think any of both.
We can see
Like-
knight f3 e3 from Grand Lapin.
Oh, yeah, that's
He for some reason thinks it's a good thing to play on AWC, at least previous year.
Yeah.
And Katask usually plays knight h3 d4. But
Yeah.
we'll see. They can prepare some surprises this game, and it's quite a pity that this game happened in the bottom 16, because that player who loses on, he leaves from the tournament.
Yeah, the top 8 are double elimination again, I think.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. Then,
Then goodbye.
goodbye.